Well, we've all talked about the perils of working from home, but very interestingly, this new work approach has benefited the paint industry at large. Wondering how? So, with people nesting at homes, they became more cognizant of their surrounding aesthetics. It is also believed to impact their work productivity, with increasing amount of time being spent within homes. Experts even suggest that if there was a second wave of the pandemic, the demand for decorative paints will sustain in 2021. Quite captivating, isn't it? On that note, joining me is a celebrated name from the paint industry. Please allow me to welcome Mark Titus, Director Marketing, Nippon Paint India, taking us through the past year and future plans for the brand and the industry at large. We welcome you, Mr. Titus.
Hi, thanks, Soumya.
Thank you for joining us. And on that note, I would want to know, how is the new normal treating you both personally and professionally?
Well, for me, actually, it's been really enriching. Basically, I'm an introvert, and there are some studies which have actually said that introverts as such have remained largely unaffected by all of these lockdowns and things like that. So for me, it's been pretty good. I have not seen much of a change as it is. Professionally, we've all learned to adapt. The main thing is we need to be much more organized in the way that we actually work, setting clear schedules. Everybody is working online, so all those Zoom meetings have to be properly scheduled with the team. Yeah, we've all been attending some learning programs or the other.
Right.
So there's a lot of learning which has happened over this period of time. I did a couple of short online courses as well. So things on the work front, I would say hardly any negative impact. If anything at all, the productivity has probably increased. And on the personal front, lot happening. I know I started baking. I restarted some of my aquariums at home. Became a lot more physically active. I did a 100-day running challenge. I got a dog, and just last month I took up a new sport, cycling. So yeah, it has been enriching completely.
Excellent. So the pandemic hasn't been bad with you at all. Okay. Let's just say that. Okay. So talking about the paint industry in particular, how has the industry transformed due to the pandemic? What challenges or opportunities were brought on the table for you?
So the paint industry as such is a legacy industry. It's been there, for more than a century in the country. Now, there are three main things that I'll just talk about over here. One is in terms of the product, one in terms of the processes, and the third thing in terms of services. So in terms of product, consumers today are a lot more aware about products as such. They're looking more into the details. Earlier, if you see, even 10 years back, the paint industry was all about color and to a certain extent protection, but nothing much
Right.
more than that. Maybe a little bit about the finish, whether you like it glossy, you like it matte in terms of the finish, nothing more than that. Now, Nippon Paint is a brand which is all about functionality. We were the first ones who brought in products like air care paints, antibacterial paints, antiviral paints. And this is
Right.
not only during the time of the pandemic, it was way back. So in terms of product, there's a lot more emphasis on health and wellness as a segment, which is growing not only for us as an industry, but in the minds of the consumers as such. So that is one particular thing that which is important to talk about. The second thing is in terms of processes. Obviously, owing to the limitations which were there during the pandemic and during the lockdowns, a lot more of the processes have got digitalized as such. Right from the payment collection part of it, the credit notes getting issued, things like that. Everything has got digitalized. It was already happening, but it's just got completely fast tracked during the last 12 months or so. The third thing specific to our industry is in terms of the services part of it. Consumers again no more want your local contractors, the regular painters to come into their home. They are all a little bit more afraid, and they want services which are more assured by the companies, safer for them as such. So these are three changes which are there in the paint industry as such, which I see as lasting changes.
That's great. And talking about the irreversible changes on the consumer front or the business front, what do you think have emerged out of this, crisis?
Yeah, so in terms of the marketing trends that we are looking at, or the things from the consumer front, one core thing that I will actually mention, which covers many aspects, is the enhanced use of digital levers as such.
Hmm.
Right from whether you talk about communication platforms, we are using a lot more of social media marketing, influencer campaigns, micro influencers where it is needed, or OTT platforms which were not so large, maybe even a year back or a couple of years back, are getting a lot of funds now through marketers, and a lot of campaigns are being driven on OTT platforms as such. We're looking at a lot of web-based solutions for consumers, which can be in terms of online purchase, in terms of support which is given to consumers. So in terms of consumer apps, people are more tuned towards visualizers instead of going down to the store and choosing your colors. We for example have got an Instagram shade card, which
Okay.
not many people have at all. You can also take photographs of your home and change the colors according to that. So you don't even have to make a real trip to a store anymore. In terms of painters, we are doing a lot of online training, even for painters. You would be surprised to know we ourselves were a little bit wary whether painters as such would be willing to do virtual trainings. But a lot of online trainings for painters. And as I mentioned earlier, in terms of the dealer front, in terms of processes which we have engaging with dealers, a lot of it is all digitalized today. So in short, enhanced use of digital levers is a huge way forward for the marketing community as such. It was something which was anyway happening. We've talked so much about the marketing spend component which is getting diverted into the digital media, but that has really increased exponentially in the last 12 months.
You just mentioned that digital has been core to your marketing strategies, but I would want to know what kind of initiatives did Nippon take, in particular, to stay connected with its stakeholders. So whether using the digital mediums or the traditional mediums, how did you ensure that there was synchronization between all your stakeholders and that you guys were well connected with them?
Okay, that's interesting actually, because that's been one of the most interesting parts of this entire pandemic which was there. For us, our ecosystem of stakeholders is a little bit more complicated as a paint industry. It's not your regular FMCG where you just have distributors and retailers and the consumers. That's it.
Right.
We have, of course, the consumers at the core, but you also have dealers, you have painters, you have specifiers, which is the architects, interior designers, and all of them impact purchase. So it's important to reach out and stay connected to all of these stakeholders for us. So for consumers, for example, in the month of April, everything was locked down. Nobody was stepping out of their homes, and all companies almost, and there was not a single paint company actually which was advertising at that point of time. Nippon Paint was the only company. We didn't pull out our ads. We were still spending on advertising, but not on products. We were not doing any product advertising at all during that time. It was completely in terms of positive messaging for consumers, and sending out how they can be more helpful in their community, things like that. And we were spending our advertising dollar on that. So that is something which we ensured to stay engaged and connected with our consumers. For our dealers as such, again, we reached out to them. We with sanitization facilities for all our key dealers. We did the sanitization of their stores, their godowns. We ensured there is virtual meetings with all the top management to build confidence with the dealers. And we ensured, there is enhanced credit for this lockdown period. We understand there's no business happening for them. So we did support them in terms of enhanced credit measures. For painters, who are our most important stakeholder in our value chain, we were the first organization right in March to reach out to painters, because Soumya, you have to understand these people were amongst the worst impacted. They are daily wage earners. They were
True.
among the worst impacted during this pandemic. And we reached out to all our key painters proactively. We ensured they had groceries, for their daily need available for them. Again, we used a digital lever for this. We have a program called Amuda Sirubi, which we run with our key painters. It's basically a card,
Okay.
and we topped up the card. It's a food card. So we topped up the card for them, and they were able to go and buy their basic groceries. In rural areas where this was not available, we were able to, use something like a GPay or a Paytm to pay the local grocer and ensure that they are able to pick up their groceries during that very, very critical first 2 months, which was the worst impact. We've trained our painters on virtual platform for safe practices. We virtually certified them as safe painters once they sign up and take an oath. We've done a lot of virtual product engagement. And then importantly, we also worked on COVID insurance for our key painters, so they
Okay.
stay safe.
Nice.
For our specifiers, which is the architects and interior designers, there were a lot of webinars that were organized. We have a separate team called the Connect team, which engages with these specifiers, and a lot of relevant webinars. Fortunately, since we are a global entity, we were able to leverage, some very, very influential speakers from Malaysia, from Hong Kong, and they came and spoke and supported this team. And that's why we got very, very good attendance for all of these events which we organized. Also for students, architecture students, there is a specific module called a Paint Academy that we launched during the pandemic, which is completely about painting practices, surface treatment, things like that, which they may not treat in a normal course. And I'm happy to say this has been accepted as an optional credit in many of the colleges today.
Very
So that's
interesting.
just in a
Very
nutshell.
interesting.
I can go on and on about that, but we are time bound.
No, no, definitely very interesting. And empathy and empathetic communication is my takeaway from that answer, right? So, I'm very intrigued to know, did Nippon launch any of the new products amidst the pandemic? And how did you promote new products in the absence of substantial in-store footfall?
Excellent. I think, yes, we did.
Okay.
In fact, we launched one new category as such, which is in terms of the PPE equipment. We launched it specifically for our channel, which is sanitizers, masks, and gloves. Initially, so in the first 6 months of the pandemic, this was a core requirement. So we didn't launch it commercially in terms of all the stores all over the place, but specifically in our paints and hardware channel, we launched this particular segment of PPE. In addition to that, we launched two new products. One is interior product, and one is an interior exterior, a very, very unique product. So both these products are doing extremely well today in the market. Both were launched about maybe 6 to 8 months back. Breeze Star is the interior product. Atom Fibra is the unique product, which has microfibers in the top coat. Both products were developed and launched completely during the last 12 months of the pandemic. So doing very well. We are very, very proud of both these launches.
Excellent, excellent. And Mark, Nippon has been one of the key sponsors for IPL for the last couple of years. What are your thoughts about sports marketing, and how does it, help you reach a larger audience base?
Okay, so for us, marketing is all about staying connected with consumers, specifically through their passion points, right? We as Indians, our passion points are movies, entertainment, and the big one is sports. And within sports, it's all about cricket, right? I'm happy to say, there are other sports, kabaddi, shooting, wrestling, which are getting so close to consumers today. Even badminton, but nothing beats cricket, at least not yet, right? So these passion points really, really help us to stay connected with our consumers. We are a company who are more localized in terms of our communication. We have two core markets, which are Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, where we are really investing much more than the rest of the country. And that's the reason we have, a team like CSK. We are partnered with CSK. We have partnered with RCB from this year onwards to stay connected, because these teams also have a way of getting very close to their fans, especially the regional base, right? And once a brand is also well connected with these teams, the stickiness, the brand loyalty, all grows along with them.
Right.
Also, I had to mention, these are all high impact investments which are made, right?
Yes.
And we make those investments because specifically the GRPs which are generated from these investments actually work much harder and deliver much more to us in terms of our overall, recall, awareness, things like that.
So on a rather lighter note, I would want to know, which team are you supporting? It's a little tricky question, huh?
I would support both CSK and RCB to reach the finals.
Of course.
That's going to be a really, really high voltage one. As you know, CSK and RCB are traditional rivals, and we'd like to say that they have brought together by Nippon, probably.
So my last question for today is, how are you looking at 2021 panning out for you? What will be the brand growth playbook?
So 2021, Soumya, is very, very positive for us. Okay. The paint industry as such has actually rebounded quite well from whatever lockdown scenarios were there. Right from the last 2 quarters, most of the companies have registered very, very positive growth. Almost all of them are in double-digit growth. So it's a very robust industry at the moment. We are looking at this same trend to continue right through 2021. For us, in terms of the marketing and the operations part of it in Nippon, we have a completely packed calendar for 2021. We, of course, are currently on the verge of launching our IPL campaign with CSK and RCB in our focus markets. And we're actually running a promotion around that, giving consumers a lifetime opportunity to come and meet their favorite players, things like that, giving away a lot of merchandise. So it's a complete 360 which is happening. So the next 60 days is completely packed, focused on the IPL and the campaigns that we're having around that. On the April 14th, we have Tamil New Year. It's a big day in Tamil Nadu, and we have a very, very special announcement which will be coming on April 14th. We are launching a very, very new special range of colors for Tamil Nadu based on the heritage and the culture of Tamil Nadu. So this is going to be the big one for us on the April 14th. We have another 2 new product launches coming up, one in the first half of the year, one in the second half of the year. We have 2 big campaigns starting out, so 2 new TVCs coming up this year. I'm not sure whether people are aware, but Nippon Paint is actually the largest paint manufacturer in Asia. We recently acquired the Dulux Group in Australia, and this year we will be bringing a lot of new high-tech international products for the Indian consumers through this partnership. We also have a partnership in a hugely growing segment. The segment of construction chemicals and waterproofing is one of the fastest growing segments within the paint industry. And to leverage this, we actually have a partner with one of the leaders in India called Choxy Chemicals for their distribution of their products. So they will taken over their product range, and we are supporting in terms all of the distribution of that. So that's a big segment which is there for us. We are expecting a very, very strong and positive surge in the upcoming Diwali and the festival season, which is there. So we are gearing up for that as well. And finally, we have in the month of December, we launch our color forecast for India. This is the only color forecast, let me tell you, which is regional in nature. We have a separate forecast for the north, we have a separate forecast for the south, and we do that launch in December. So this is the second edition of our color vision, which we will be launching for 22-23. So it's a
That is
completely
quite,
packed calendar. There's a lot
yeah,
happening.
that's quite a plan, I must say. And on that note, I want to wish you all the very best for your upcoming endeavors. And it was great talking with you. I have a lot of takeaways from this interview. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot, Soumya. Pleasure.